The Haunting at Blackwood Manor. I've always been drawn to the macabre. Horror is my escape. Movies like Paranormal Activity, Stephen King's novels, and late-night gaming sessions with jump-scare-filled horror titles. So when I heard about a real-life ghost hunting game, a beta test for an immersive horror experience, I couldn't resist. It promised to bring the thrill of virtual ghost hunts into reality, set in an actual haunted location. I signed up a year ago, and when the email finally arrived inviting me to participate, my heart raced with anticipation. The game allowed up to 6 players, and I had the choice to join strangers or bring friends. Naturally, I rallied 5 fellow horror enthusiasts: Andrew, Jennifer, Benjamin, Mark, and Angela. We were a tight-knit group, bonded by our love for all things spooky. The location was out of state, a hefty expense, but we were all working adults with a passion worth indulging. We pooled our resources and made the trip, buzzing with excitement. The destination was Blackwood Manor, a sprawling Victorian Gothic mansion that loomed under a bruised dawn sky. Its dark gray brick and black roof gave it an eerie grandeur, like something ripped from a Poe story. We arrived on time, signed waivers, standard legal stuff about not suing if we tripped or caused damage, and were led to a white van parked outside. Inside, we found our equipment: EMF readers, thermometers, sound recorders, cameras, flashlights, lighters, and walkie-talkies. A booklet outlined the rules and ghost types we'd encounter: spirit, demon, jinn, wraith, oni, mare, or Casper, the friendly ghost. Each had specific evidence tied to our tools, like freezing temperatures or ghostly voices on the sound recorder. The goal was simple: identify the ghost type using the equipment, declare it, and survive the round. The game makers gave us a quick tour of the manor. The ground floor had a long hallway with a grand staircase, flanked by a storage room, guest bathroom, a lavish living room with a fireplace, a Gothic dining room, and a rustic kitchen. Upstairs, a narrow hallway led to bedrooms, a kid's room, a large bathroom with a central tub, and an unfurnished room with scattered moving boxes. One room, marked under construction, was off-limits, except for dead players during a ghost hunt. The setup felt authentic, immersive, and just creepy enough to set our nerves on edge. We grabbed our gear, left our phones in the van for immersion, and stood in the hallway, ready to begin. "Start round," I called out, my voice echoing. The game makers responded through hidden speakers, granting us a 15-minute grace period before the ghost appeared. We fumbled with the equipment, learning to read EMF spikes and thermometer drops. Jennifer suggested splitting up, 3 upstairs, 3 downstairs, to cover more ground. I teamed with Jen and Benjamin, taking an EMF reader, camera, and thermometer, respectively. Andrew, Angela, and Mark stayed below. Upstairs, we checked the bathroom, kids' room, and a bedroom, scanning for evidence. The house was dark, lit only by candles and our flashlights, amplifying every creak and shadow. When the game makers announced the grace period's end, Benjamin's voice trembled slightly. "We're fair game now," he whispered. I noted potential hiding spots, wardrobes, underbeds, in case a ghost hunt triggered. Suddenly, Angela's voice crackled over the walkie-talkie. "I think we got the bastard! Cold air in the kitchen!" We rushed downstairs, finding the kitchen eerily chilly. The thermometers read 40 degrees F, but it felt colder, unnatural. As we crowded in, a candle flickered out, reflected in the black marble countertop. Then another, and another. We froze, breath held, waiting. Nothing followed, but the tension was palpable. Andrew broke the silence. "What evidence do we have?" Jennifer relit candles, and I flicked my lighter to help. A cold breeze snuffed it out, chilling my fingers. I shrieked, then laughed, easing the group's nerves. But the relief was short-lived. A gray humanoid shape lunged from the wall, screaming in my face before vanishing. I dropped my flashlight, heart pounding. The group roared with laughter, but Jen and I were shaken. "I need a moment," I gasped, heading for the exit, only to remember the doors were locked until we declared a ghost type. Andrew's flashlight flickered, a sign of a ghost hunt. I yelled, "Hide!" bolting for the storage room. I crouched behind shelves, counting down 90 seconds. Before I reached 30, the game maker's voice boomed, "Please make your way to the under-construction room." Someone had died. It was Mark, caught by the ghost, emerging from a cabinet. Angela noted freezing temperatures at 28 degrees F, ruling out Casper. My EMF spiked erratically, hitting red. Benjamin cross-checked the ghost list. "It's a wraith," he said. Andrew declared, "Ghost type is wraith," and the doors unlocked. We were correct. We stepped outside, catching our breath. Mark rejoined us, and we laughed off the scare. The second round was lighter. Casper in the living room, earning hugs from us all. With an hour left, we started the third round, more confident. Andrew split us again. Jen, him, and me upstairs, the others below. Angela soon reported an EMF 5 in the kitchen, but Jen walkie-talkied from the unfurnished room, noting freezing temperatures. Evidence was muddier this time. Andrew assigned us rooms to cover more ground. I took the bathroom, camera in hand, scanning for ghost particles. Something felt off. The shower was running, steam rising from the tub behind the room divider. "Guys, I think it's here," I shouted, forgetting my walkie-talkie. I set the camera down, grabbing my flashlight. A loud splash startled me. A leg, closed, soaked, emerged from the tub. My relief at seeing a person turned to panic. A massive man rose, drenched in black leather pants and a clinging white t-shirt. Long, messy black hair framed his face. He grabbed a chainsaw from behind the divider, pulling the starter rope. The roar snapped me out of my freeze. This wasn't a prop. This wasn't the game. I threw my camera at him, startling him, and screamed, "Guys, run! Get out!" Music blared, drowning my voice. I grabbed Andrew in the hallway, dragging him toward the stairs. "Dude has a chainsaw!" I panted. The upstairs door was locked. The man emerged, grinning, chainsaw revving. I bolted for the unfurnished room, shoving a window open. The others were distracted, their equipment glitching, thinking it was part of the game. I climbed out, Andrew behind me. Below, a dumpster filled with leaves offered hope. I shouted one last time as the man's chainsaw swung towards Benjamin. Jen's scream cut off as I jumped. We landed hard, but unharmed. No one else followed. We sprinted to the van, grabbing our phones. 911! What's your emergency? I explained everything, voice shaking. Andrew and I hid in the woods, watching as the man emerged from the front door, now unlocked. He scanned for us, then drove off in a different van. 10 minutes later, police and ambulances arrived. They confirmed everyone inside, players and game makers, was dead. Andrew and I were taken to the hospital, physically fine, but shattered. "Ghost type is massive murderer," Andrew muttered before collapsing. I laughed, a broken sound, then sank into grief. If I'd been louder, faster, or never found this cursed game, they might still be alive. The guilt haunts me, heavier than any ghost.
Thank you for listening to this story. Don't forget to like and follow the channel so you never miss our next horror tale, dropping soon. See you in your next nightmare.